I think it is.
What does it say?
Wait, yeah, put it away for a second.
I can't see it.
Oh, man. Yay.
What?
I got accepted.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
All right!
Likes work. They do work. So I did 2 years at Harvard. During my sophomore year, I decided that Harvard needed a Facebook. It didn't have one, so I made it. That's basically how it got started.
Face with like a solid colored background, like not all crappy like that, right?
Yeah.
And then you'd have like starting there, you'd start kind of like dots that transition.
Yeah, I think that actually might be a good idea, because if the site changes too much...
Success, was it a strategic decision you made, or was it you were just lucky?
Well, I think it's probably a little bit of both, but I think that some decisions that we made early on to localize the website and keep it separate for each college on the network kept it really useful, because people could only see people from their local college and friends outside. That made it so people were comfortable sharing information that they probably wouldn't otherwise, which made it useful in the long term for people to look up information about other people on the site.
Question to you about the magnitude of what you think you've launched. How big do you think your product or your service is?
Well, it's impossible to tell. When we first launched, we were hoping for, you know, maybe 400, 500 people. Harvard didn't have a Facebook, so that's the gap that we were trying to fill. And now we're at 100,000 people, so who knows where we're going next. We're hoping to have many more universities by the fall, hopefully over 100 or 200. And from there, we're going to launch a bunch of side applications, which should keep people coming back to the site and maybe could make something cool.
Is it true that you don't make that much money?
I think that's a pretty relative thing. But I mean, as a private company, we just have the advantage of not necessarily having to report to the outside world all of our financials.
He may duck the question.
Do you feel like it's a backlash, or do you feel like you're violating people's privacy? Do you feel like you're adequately portrayed as a... Because they want to wonder about the person who actually created this thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of stuff happened along the way. I think, you know, there were real learning points and turning points along the way in terms of building things. You know, it really went from this position very early on where we were just in this college dorm room to, we moved out to California. It was a few friends and me. And, you know, it just kind of had this project feel for a while, and there was this real turning point when companies started trying to buy the company for a huge amount of money. And, you know, I had to kind of get my friends together, and we had to decide what was it that we really cared about and what was it that we wanted to do. And, you know, we decided not to take those offers. And, you know, to me, a lot of that decision was that what we wanted to do and what we wanted to spend, you know, a big part of our lives doing was just continuing to push and kind of build products that help people share information, build products that help people stay connected. And that's really what we're spending our time doing. And
yeah, well, I've got a dream too. But it's about singing and dancing and making people happy. That's the kind of dream that gets better the more people you share it with. And, well, I found a whole bunch of friends who have the same dream. And it kind of makes us like a family. Do you have anybody like that, Hopper? I mean, once you get all those restaurants, who are you going to share it with? Who are your friends, Doc? Those guys?